Hey everybody, my name's Gary. I put together a huge sports magazine collection back in the day, and I'm going through it piecemeal, trying to go through it chronologically. I already did a video about the very first Sports Illustrated from January 1936. I have 18 magazines from that run, so you might want to, interested in the very first Sports Illustrated, might want to go back and check that video out. But anyhow, Sports Illustrated came out three different times. The second iteration came out in 1949 for 5 issues. And this is Ralph Beard from the University of Kentucky on the very first cover of the second iteration. So this gentleman has quite a story, kind of tragic. So I'm going to do a longer video of just this issue, so I'm just going to touch on it a little bit. But Ralph Beard, Adolph Rupp, the coach for the University of Kentucky, said Ralph Beard was the most talented player he ever coached. Bobby Knight brought him into the IU locker room years later and introduced him, told his players this was the Michael Jordan of his day. A lot of the old timers said Ralph Beard was the best guard of the first 50 years of basketball. So they won the NCAA championship that year. They won it the year before. They won the NIT the year before that. And he went on to be a player of the Indianapolis Olympics. And they were in the league for the first 2 years. Him and his teammate from Kentucky that was on the Olympics as well, Alex Groza, they were on the first All-Star team, made the first team All-Star team. Unfortunately, this poor guy got swept up in the famous, notorious 1951, called it the CCU point shaving scandal. Something like 5 colleges actually, their sports programs went under. University of Kentucky weren't allowed to play basketball that year. But anyhow, he got caught point shaving while he was a college player, got kicked out of the NBA. Only played in the NBA for 2 years. Got banned for life. Some people say had that not happened, he would have been a surefire Hall of Famer and maybe a household name. So I'm going to do a longer video on just this issue alone because he's got quite a story. So the second issue of that second iteration was Marcel Cerdan. He was supposedly the best prize fighter in French history. So he won the middleweight championship from middleweight belt from Tony Zale this year. He later lost it to Jake LaMotta, the Raging Bull. And he was scheduled to fight him again. And unfortunately, his plane crashed over the Azores, killing all 48 people on board. So he died shortly after this picture was taken. His record was 110-4. He was quite a fighter. If you want to check out that fight between him and Tony Zale, it's pretty good. He supposedly, if I watched the fight, looked like the fight between him and Jake LaMotta. Jake looked like Jake kind of pushed him down and he dislocated his shoulder. Marcel dislocated his shoulder in the first round of that Jake LaMotta fight. He actually fought 10 rounds but couldn't answer the 11th bell. So who knows what would have happened in that second fight. So this is Mr. Lou Boudreau of the Cleveland Indians. Played 15 years in the majors, mostly shortstop for the Indians, 2 for the Boston Red Sox, and managed them for 2 years after that. The Indians won the World Series in 1948. I think Joe won the MVP that year for the American League. Joe went to the University of Illinois, and he took the Fighting Illini to the baseball and basketball championship, Big Ten championships in 1937. He was quite a basketball player. In his senior year at Illinois, he played pro basketball for the Hammond All-Americans, Hammond, Indiana, which is where I was born and raised. He was the last person he broke up Joe DiMaggio's 56 game hitting streak. He barehanded a bad hop and started a double play, which killed DiMaggio's last chance of getting a hit in his 56 game streak. He was a player manager for most of his career, and he was the first manager for the Kansas City Athletics, managed the Cubs for 1 year, and he was I think he was the play-by-play announcer for the Chicago Cubs from like 1961 to 87, I believe. He did some play-by-play for the Bulls and the Blackhawks. Hall of Fame in 1970. One of only 3 players that the University of Illinois retired his number 5. Only Red Grange and Dick Butkus, the other 2 players. Illinois' only 2 other players at Illinois retired their number. And the Indians retired his number 5. So, of course, Mr. Joe DiMaggio, I don't have to say too much about Joe. He doesn't need any help keeping his legacy alive, but I'll say a couple interesting things. So, when Lou Boudreau broke up his 56 game hitting streak, the next day Joe DiMaggio went on a 15 game hitting streak. So his hitting streak was almost 73 games. And his first year in the Pacific Coast League on the San Francisco Seals, 1933, he went on a 61 game hitting streak, which is still the second longest hitting streak in minor league baseball history. He put sent dozen roses to Marilyn Monroe's grave 3 times a week for 20 years. And the last one from that second iteration is Mr. Rex Barney of the Brooklyn Dodgers. So he came up with a lot of fanfare, but he never really panned out. Poor guy got called up in 43, went to the war in 44, was a tank commander, 2 Purple Hearts, came back, had a pretty good year. The year before this, 48, pitched a no-hitter against the Giants, but he broke his leg late in the season. Broke his leg in 2 places, sliding into second, I believe it was. And he was just never the same after that. And the poor guy was always known. He pitched really hard, threw a hard ball, but was really erratic. And he was out of baseball by 1950 at 25 years of age. He was the play-by-play announcer for the Orioles, the beloved play-by-play announcer for the Orioles from 1969 till his death in 1997. And the day he died, the Orioles didn't use a play-by-play announcer. So that is the second iteration, all 5 mags from that second iteration. So thanks for stopping by.